Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hey, do me a favor and hit the like button because this video took me a crazy amount of time. If you own a diesel like me and you guys are thinking about installing high flow up pipes, manifolds, downpipe, stuff like that, definitely stay tuned and watch till the very end. So in this video today, I'm going to answer that very simple question for you and give you guys the honest truth about this stuff right here, because sometimes it looks good, it looks fancy, but does it actually perform? So check out this clip right here. This is before we installed the high flow Go Fast parts. And then let's go ahead and get our after readings once I install everything. So check this out. All right, let's get our highest boost reading here. Looks like we are 28. All right, we're gonna go 28, guys. 28's our number. Kind of full throttle right now. You can see what's going on. 1100 EGT, that's crazy. Clearly above 900, so we're just gonna go with that, guys. We're about 920, 930. When we hit sort of an incline or an uphill, you can see about, I'd say about 1020, 1030. All right, guys, let's go ahead and do the sound test in cab. Nothing really special. You know, I'm not too sure if the new parts are going to make the truck sound a little throatier. I've seen it with some of my older diesels with new manifolds and downpipes and up pipes and stuff like that, but we'll see what happens with this L5P. 940 to about, I would say 1,010. I don't want to give it a generalized, but that's about where we're at when we're doing 70 miles an hour on the highway. So as you guys saw in that clip, 940 to about 1,010 averaging on the cruising speed. And then that surprising number, which was 1,300, it's crazy. So you know what, forgive me guys. Let's go ahead and explain what EGTs are really quick. I know a lot of you guys know this, a lot of you diesel guys, but for you guys at home that are watching that have no idea what that means, let me explain that really quick. What EGT stands for is exhaust gas temperature, and it can be one of the most important gauges on a turbo diesel powered vehicle. It can warn the driver of situations that are potentially damaging to the engine, and it also could be used as a guide for optimizing fuel economy. So that's exactly what EGT is. It's just a great way to detect your exhaust temperature while you're driving your vehicle. I think it's just so important. I think that's one of the most important things when owning a diesel, is to know what your EGTs actually are while you're driving. And when you're doing 1,300, that's just insane. You want to be well below 1,000 if you're just cruising without a trailer. I think the overall goal here is that if I can lower the EGT, I can increase fuel economy, I can get better flow, better boost, just overall better for the longevity of my vehicle, and I'm not burning anything up. So in this video today, we are going to be installing the brand new 17 to 19 PPE Diesel high flow manifolds, as well as up pipes and the downpipe that connects to the turbo. It's all from PPE Diesel. I will leave that link in the description. You can also pick it up from my website, truckmasterdiesel.com. And really quickly before we get started, thank you guys so much for all of your support, for entering in for the toolbox, the SP Tools giveaway. I will leave that link in the description as well. The goal here is to raise money for the DAV, which is an organization that helps support disabled and wounded American veterans. But if you pick up anything on the website, every $1 spent equals 1 automatic entry. The lucky winner will be drawn at random to win this Sumo Series SP Tools 73-inch toolbox. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get this video started. Stay tuned. So now that you've seen that, we're gonna go ahead and install this stuff right now. This is gonna be a monster job, guys, so make sure you watch till the end. After I install all this stuff, we're gonna go ahead and take it back on the road and see if we get any sort of gain. I think it'll be worth your time to watch till the end. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let's get after it. All right, so first, we'll go ahead and take off these wheels. A lot of guys don't, but it's just more access, you know, you're able to reach in there farther. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and remove this inner fender. So now that we have this exposed, I gotta say, this is going to be a beast job. Like I said in the beginning of the video, this is gonna be tough. With all this stuff in the way, it'd be so much easier to pull the cab, but like I said, I wanna do this to keep it down home to you guys, just in case you're wanting to learn how to actually do this stuff. So this is the manifold right here. The manifold's connected to these up pipes. This is your down pipe, which we're gonna be removing as well. So let's go ahead and get to it. Part one down. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and remove this lower downpipe support bracket, as they call it. All right, go ahead and remove the two 13mm bolts that hold this bracket, the support bracket right here. And then next, go ahead and remove these two 13mm bolts. This is your upper support bracket for your downpipe. Guys, so far this job sucks. This is the bracket to the downpipe, to the upper part of the downpipe, to the head. So we're making progress. Now I gotta drop the exhaust down so we can remove the downpipe. You guys go ahead and get your 16 millimeter right on the outside of this exhaust flange right here. They're probably gonna break on you. All right, that should give you plenty of wiggle room to maneuver this exhaust out of the way so you can actually drop that downpipe down. Should be 3 bolts. So now that you remove the heat shield, you're gonna go ahead and remove this upper pipe right here. Go ahead and pull that tab back, get a little screwdriver, and just pop it out just like that. Not sure if you saw what I did there, but I took my impact and very carefully with a crow's foot, I went ahead and just broke it loose because you're gonna have a heck of a time on that. So there we go. There's your EGT sensor. Would you look at that? Plenty of access, don't have to pull the cab. At this point, we're kind of in the home stretch. You see that D-band clamp, it's an 11 millimeter. I would use a ratchet wrench on that thing because it's pretty sunk down in there. Be patient, it's gonna take you a while. Oh, look at that. Rotate it. I don't know if it'll come through this slot, but we're gonna try. It's gonna be sweet if it does. These hoses are in the way. You have to force it out. All right. Very cool. Nice. Okay, so check it out. We have it on the ground finally. There's a little bit of a pinch on this right here, just like every Duramax on all series, although this one isn't as dramatic on the L5Ps that I've noticed. As you guys can tell, it's very flat. As you guys can see how it transitions through the bends, it's all 3 inches all the way down the line versus it being like 3, you know, 2.5 or whatever you want to call it, flat and then wide over here. This right here is a straight shot. But overall, removing it, I haven't installed it yet, but removing it, I don't want to say it was a piece of cake, but if I was to do it again, I would do it in half the time. It really isn't that hard. You know, I'll take it a step further and say that this was the easiest downpipe removal that I've ever done on any Duramax. So now that we have this removed, we are going to do the hardest part of this job right here, and it's installing these high flow manifolds and up pipes. All right, let's do it, guys. A little intimidated. I've never done this before on the newer Duramaxes, but let's go ahead and give it a shot. I think I can do it. Not gonna lie, guys, I was really thinking about pulling the cab. Hopefully I don't actually get to that point on this job. We'll see how long it takes me. Let's get it. Just keep working at it, bend it a little bit, wiggle it, use some man muscles, and I think you guys should be able to muscle this thing out. But we definitely will reuse this. While we're at it, we're gonna go ahead and remove this heat shield as well. We're exposing our manifolds finally. My least favorite part of the job, the up pipes. I think the manifolds are actually harder, but the up pipes are very time consuming. Just breaking these loose for now. This is the easiest one, by the way. Gonna get my hand all the way back there, guys, start working all those free. But so far, I gotta say that this is probably a lot easier than a LMM Duramax or an LBZ. Just a few things to note. Everything looks so puny in here. You know, these injectors look tiny. Look at these lines right here. Look how small those lines are. Really easy to get to though. You know what's really funny is they have this like styrofoam stuff that's right on top of the upper valve cover. You see that? But everything, guys, is covered in heat shield. Everything. I'm sure there's a reason for that. Check it out, guys. It's possible. All right, this is your passenger side pipe. One thing that I like to do once I break these loose is work your way down on the ratchets. That way you have more access and more space to work these loose because all this stuff is Loctite, guys. Everything on these bolts are Loctite. But these bolts are gonna fight you tooth and nail until it finally gets almost all the way out. Just a heads up. right. It is possible. You can do it. Again, transmission dipstick tube, it's gonna kick your butt, but we can get her done. It's done. Man, these bellows are cheap. Man, I gotta compare these up pipes with you. Check this out. All right, so we have the passenger side and we have the driver's side. Again, the restrictiveness of this, I don't even know what you want to call it, but it's so restrictive. Look at it, it's almost flat right there. It's like a flat shape. And you turn this to the side, it's wide open. It's a full 2-inch, guys. I mean, from here all the way to here. There's no weird pinches or anything like that. And like I talked about, these cheap bellows, you can see, these right here are very much upgraded. This will last you a long time. You'll never have to replace these up pipes. These are always prone to failure. Yes, even the L5P Duramaxes, guys. These expansion bellows, they're just, man, these things blow and you are done for. Also, another fun fact about the up pipes, PPE integrated the mounting brackets right on the up pipes. As you see, no other up pipes on the market do they actually offer the bracket that you can reinstall your heat shield. All right, guys, this isn't coming out as easy as I thought it would. Basically, where the shock tower is, there's just no way for this to go back any more than it already is. So I'm gonna play with it. We'll figure it out. Not gonna find anything on the internet, nothing on YouTube. I'm trying to help you guys out here. Shock removed. Oh, it worked. So I'm pretty sure that's in the instructions. I can't find any instructions, by the way, on the internet, but I removed the shock, but it gave me enough access to remove this. So awesome, guys. Now onto the driver's side. And then basically what you're gonna do is you're just gonna simply put them right in here, just like that. And we're also gonna install our brand new PPE gasket kit, which, by the way, these are really good quality. I'm really excited about putting these on. You see, the goal here, guys, is to never mess with this ever again. So I want to set it, forget it. All right, I'll go ahead and tighten everything up. Check it out, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten the V-band clamp up there, put the bracket back on, and then we'll go ahead and set our flange clamp down here as well, and our 4 bolts. Now it's time to fight to get this thing out of there. We're here really quick, guys. I gotta show you something. Now, I did take a measuring tape, and we are just a hair bigger on the inner diameter of this manifold versus the stock one. And as you guys can tell with the transition, it sort of high rises a little bit more than this one right here. So you're gonna get better flow, but I know those are just subtle differences. I don't think that's really gonna make a big deal, but I think this will. Check this out. So you have this pinch right here. This is the driver's side pinch. This is the main cause of high EGTs. Believe it or not, just that little indent right there in the manifold. Not much of a difference on the passenger side, other than right here where it kind of makes it a little bit higher. Huge difference on the driver's side right here. Huge difference. So ladies and gentlemen, we have everything installed. Really this side right here was easy. It wasn't that bad. If I would have removed the hot side intercooler pipe right here, but guys, I'm whooped. This, you know, I'm gonna start it up, and I'm sure everything's fine, but this probably took me about 20 hours, to be honest with you. And kind of thinking about everything, I should have probably went ahead and just pulled the cab and or removed the transmission. But you know what, guys? It's possible. It is so possible to do this job without doing any of that. So let's go ahead and get it on the ground and fire her up. I'm hoping that it'll sound just a little throatier, but I'm not expecting it because it's just, you know, manifolds and up pipes, especially with all that EPA garbage on it. So let's go ahead and get it out of the garage right now. Oh, got to show you something. Look what just showed up at the house. Yes, sir. Very pumped about this. I will be doing another video on this one, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm definitely getting a little crowded around here, huh? All right, so now that we have everything hooked up to the truck, we have to hook the truck up to the camper. So let's go ahead and do that right now, and then we'll go ahead and hit the road. Let's get going. see the trailer hooked up to the truck, and I will report back to you guys once we kind of get it up to temperature. I'm really curious to see if this thing will crest over 1,000 EGT. It may, you know, I mean, this isn't a super heavy trailer, but it's got some weight to her. Getting a little excited here, but all right, here, all the way to the floor. Just put it to the floor, and it didn't even go past 1,000. Let's do it again. No way! Dude, I am excited. Wow. Up pipes, manifolds, guys. I'm not gonna celebrate too soon. I'm gonna hit the highway and really get this thing warmed up, and let's see what she'll do. So this is the entrance to the highway, and last time we did this, I saw an excess of 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit EGT, and that's when I put it to the floor. So let's see what happens now. Let's look at our boost too. That's all the way to the floor, guys. Woo, 800, here we go. Guys, what was that, like 850 EGTs? That's incredible. Wow, this is exciting. I was a little doubtful. Simple bolt-on parts, manifolds, up pipes. How it'll make that much of a difference is just impressive. Very impressive. I'm chalking this up as a win, y'all. This is incredible. Hard work paid off. I got over 20 hours in this truck right now, just in manifolds and up pipes. So we are cruising. We're about 70 miles an hour, cruise control, and she's pulling phenomenal right now. We're looking at about 740, maybe 750 at cruising speed. Not bad. Say cruising speed around 70 miles an hour, averaging between 700 to about, I'd say 800 on the uphills. That's about it. We are there. I'm actually dropping off the camper because we got to get it winterized and a few other little things I want to get fixed on this thing. But I got to drop this trailer right now. We'll go ahead and hit the road. All right, so now that we're back, I got to say, man, I am so impressed. It's like the wow factor, in my opinion. The fact that we were able to average at first, what was it, 940 to 1,010, we were averaging on EGT. And then as you guys saw there in that last clip, 700 to 800 cruising speed. The highest that I think we hit was like 870 EGT. You can't even make that thing go past 900. I tried off camera. But to sum up this video right here, I'm a believer. Simple bolt-on parts, removing this stock restrictive down pipe as well as the up pipes. I personally think that installing those up pipes in that driver's side manifold really changed the difference in this thing right here. And I don't think so much on the passenger side. I could be wrong. I'm not an engineer, but I'm no mathematician. You guys saw it right there. 1,300 was the highest that we saw. I mean, we're talking hundreds of degrees less. So yeah, it's definitely worth the money. Now, as far as PSI goes, maybe it was a fluke that it hit 30 PSI on that first test run. I can't explain it myself. It could just be completely inaccurate because we need something that can read higher levels. But it looks like I was never able to crest 30 PSI after installing all those parts. So with that being said, I would say either we're negative 2 PSI on the boost. I know this sounds confusing, but I don't know, maybe it's higher, maybe it's lower, but we didn't go any lower than 28, which is good. Now, as far as the sound test goes, I couldn't tell a difference. Even at wide open throttle, it sounds absolutely the same. By the way, all these parts are emissions compliant. I didn't remove any EGR stuff. Yeah, I probably avoided my warranty. Me personally, I think it's kind of cool because I have a newer truck and I'm just throwing simple bolt-on parts without tuning it whatsoever. And I'm wanting to see if there's any sort of increase because I'm installing these parts all the time, but I want to do real world applications, and that's exactly why I hooked up my camper to it. To sum this up right here, I think it's safe to say that we just decreased our exhaust gas temperature by 200 degrees. I mean, that's a huge deal, man. That's worth the money. From an 01 to a 2016, I believe they are $1,000 for the full up pipes, manifolds, gaskets, hardware, everything you need. And for the L5Ps, they're in upwards of about $1,500. So yeah, it's extremely pricey. But I look at it like this in longevity aspect. If you're lowering your EGTs like 200, you're going to get better fuel economy. And especially nowadays, I think that's pretty important. So if you were to hand calculate how much you drive your vehicle, unless you're like a hotshot trucker, you're probably gonna save some serious coin every year by switching out to that. Yes, it's a bear to install. It's very time consuming, but it's worth it. So That's it, guys. That's my sum up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. And also one more thing before I close this one out. Thank you guys so much for your support for entering in for the SP Tools Toolbox. Let me know in the comments if you've purchased anything off the website to get your entries in for that drawing. But guys, let me know in the comments today, good, bad, or indifferent. I want to hear your thoughts on this one. I appreciate your time. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. We'll see you on the next one. Stay tuned.